Right now in Mortal Kombat 1, Ferra is the... hold on. True Underdog just asked this to the audience, so let me check it out. Sector is pretty good with the characters he works with, and same goes with Goro. I don't think he really improves anybody who didn't use Goro previously. I think Darius will be either second to last or last in this poll, but not because he's bad, just because he's harder to play, kind of like Tremor, and he kind of requires your character to have a first hit overhead to really get the 50-50 vortexes, kind of like a Sub-Zero. Ferra is just the obvious answer, though. Nah, this is Twitter doing its dirty work out here. There's no way that Goro is winning by this much. Bro has a 60% selection rate with over 20k votes, dude. And like, truthfully, a lot of those people are wrong, but it's really not their fault. All right, let's just look at the cooldown time of Goro. I'm gonna use that right away. So it gets the hits, and we see the clock up top. I'll do the calculations at the end, but let's see how long it actually takes Goro to come back. Alright, he got it back right around 50, and I used it at nearly 90, so we're gonna call that like 39 seconds for a full Goro recharge. Let's just compare this to Tremor's full bar recharge rate. So I spent it right away again. It doesn't matter if I got hit, let's just count this one down. And people say that Tremor's is absurdly long, which is why you can't use him in a real, like, high-level set. Okay, about 20 seconds. So literally half the time that it takes for Goro to full recharge. That's insane. That means Goro has the slowest charging cameo move in the entire game. The only thing that even comes close to that is if you used back-to-back striker nades. This isn't a really good comparison because when you use the second one, it actually stops the first one from recharging for a second. But using the striker nades once takes 19 seconds for the nades to recharge half the cameo gauge. So multiplying that by 2, we get 38, but that puts 2 nades on the same level as one Goro full cameo spend. So that's clearly issue number 1 with Goro. A round in Mortal Kombat is 90 seconds. And even in the best case scenario, where right away you hit the opponent in the round and then used Goro like that for the combo, you can at max do that twice in a best case scenario, but in most sets versus a good opponent, it is never coming out that quickly. Meaning you can use it once a round if you decide not to use any of his other cameo abilities, which takes away his armored wake up plus frames for Kung Lao and Tanya, the characters that actually excel with Goro for that reason. But maybe you don't believe me yet. Let's go to reason number 2. Let's just say the opponent realistically has 1 bar of meter anytime you open up the opponent. Let's just do something like this in the corner. Again, this is best case scenario. That's nearly 1.5 bars of meter that the opponent generates, meaning that a lot of the time, this combo gets broken by the opponent. And due to the training mode limitations, I have to demonstrate this with the opponent having 2 bars of meter, not 1.5. When I go for all that damage, when can he actually break? Right at the end of that, and it was only 369, and yeah, you could probably do more hits as Scorpion to get the extra stand 4 damage, but that would also mean Reptile could break quicker, because Scorpion stand 4 gives way more meter build than Goro's punch walk hits. Notice that 3-ish of his hits equal 1 stand 4 from Scorpion, and stand 4 is what's giving you all the damage. So again, pretty impractical to think that your opponent wouldn't combo breaker in a high-level Combat League set, but there's a final reason that this character isn't as good as some people are making it seem. And I don't blame anybody who's falling for these damage numbers because the tricks used to deceive people are really cleverly done. All right, I hit this a few minutes ago. Let's look at it and see at the bottom. Meter, all normal. Cameo gauge at the top with Goro, all normal. And it's already at 75% and we're, oh my, this could be nearly 100%. You know, there could be a way to optimize this to a 100% combo. But it does 937 damage. But in reality, I have tricked you with Shang Tsung with a combo that is not possible online. In order to get the damage boost as Shang Tsung, you need to amplify the move. So you're gonna do this, which costs you 1 bar. And the rest is self-explanatory. The command grab takes 2 bars of meter, and then as you saw later in the combo, I also had to amplify the slide. That means 4 bars of meter were spent for that. On top of that, I went in beforehand and made Reiko up block because I got an up block punish, which also increases the damage. Say I amplify the morph and do that command grab, that does 25.5%. If I amplify the morph and then up block punish, that now does 37%. So it's what, a 12% damage increase right off rip? And it's tricks like these for a whole bunch of cast members that are duping people because the person uploading it cuts out the really important parts that you need to be paying attention for to notice. The opinion from all the high-level pro players I know is that Goro is an insane cameo for the characters that already excelled with Goro. Like Tanya is a complete menace right now. But a lot of these posts you're seeing all over social media are essentially the Aaron Black TNT combos from MK11 that allowed every character to get 100% damage. Because the one I showed you is actually impossible, but there's a lot of them that are so improbable that it's just not even worth learning. It's just cool to look at. Similar to Aaron Black's TNT in MK11, where yes, hypothetically, you could be fighting against an Aaron Black who left that TNT on the ground to self-destruct right by the interactable you needed, then move themselves on top of the TNT and didn't block your incoming slow attacks. Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen in Kombat League. And this overhyping of Goro might leave Ferra untouched, and Ferra makes every character in the game play like an MKX machine. NetherRealm did an even better job with Ferra because they actually brought in a high tier cameo into the game that doesn't rely on ambush moves after unsafe special moves. She's like the only top tier cameo in the meta that doesn't have ambush cameo safety, like Katana fan lift for Chameleon, or Cyrax horizontal spin, or Striker nades, and you know, all of the above. Let's go over what makes Ferra so strong right now. For starters, she gives 150 extra health, which is the most for any cameo in the entire game. Against Reptile Chameleon, that's a 20% health difference. If it was Natara Chameleon, it would be a 30% health difference. Shao Kahn versus Natara Chameleon would have been a 40% health difference. Next up, even if you don't know what you're doing, the overhead in Tor stance and the low in Tor stance. Both full combo launch just like this, so you can combo off either one, but are also both safe on block. The overhead is -2 and the low is -4. To add to this, her mid option is +3 on block. And yes, it does have a gap, so opponents can armor out of that, but it can check anything in neutral from really far range. And if the opponent blocks the check, it is still your turn. But if it hits, it can be jump canceled, which is a really interesting property for a special move. And notice the damage there. I did like no hits and it was over 30% already. The final attack is the yo-yo throw, which doesn't really combo, but it's an overhead that is +15 on block. And the best way that's used is to close out combos. So if I do something like this, right? Right there, the opponent had to decide whether to just get hit by that or allow me to free dash up and continue my pressure with my +15 frames, because it's still my turn. Okay, but now we talk about Pain and Gain, which is the damage boosting move that you can stack up to twice. And it's important to note that the main fighter does take damage from Ferra, but it gives you armor when you do it. So if you do it for one Pain and Gain stack, it'll take away 50 health. If I go for a second one, it'll take away 100 health. The armored property of Pain and Gain, though, just breaks characters like Scorpion, though, who have a long knockdown normal. I armor through his wake up armor twice in a row, and now I have complete double stack Pain and Gain for a 50% combo. How is he supposed to escape? You can't armor through it, and then I'm doing either an overhead or low that's safe on block. So now you're 50-50 guessing after eating 30-ish% to not get put into another combo that is going to do more damage, and then potentially get put into a second reset after eating like 40% that would do 50% damage if you guess wrong or use armor. Bro, Ferra is a menace and didn't require ambush cameo safety on special moves to be that. But we haven't even talked about Ferra's base moves yet. The Lackey variation is pretty good. It increases the super meter gain from hitting opponents, but it also causes you to deplete super meter if you get hit, which if you look at Scorpion's meter on the bottom left, let's take all these hits like this. What is that? Not even half a super meter gauge. If I get Ferra on the screen, that's a full bar plus of super meter now. But Ferra's move, Let Me Ride, while expensive in practice, is super strong. This is the other half of the MKX stuff, honestly. Ferra must be close by you on the sideline and cannot be used with less than half the cameo gauge. Bro, my game crashed as I'm going to demonstrate it. This has been a problem since the update, even in training mode. I know online is rough for people on Xbox, but training mode, this is probably my third crash, and it's not even cameo specific. This has happened with Scorpion cameo as well, so let me restart everything. All right, back to what I was saying about Let Me Ride, the up cameo move. It does cost the entire cameo gauge to do this, but it allows for these situations where as soon as the opponent wakes up, they are put right back into a 50-50. And look at that, one safe on block 50-50 just did 70% damage for guessing wrong right there. This right here is just gonna show you that you can do the low as well. Just like that, I just dropped the combo, so it's a pure 50-50, and if the opponent blocks it, you're not getting full combo punished for it. So if I go and do the exact same thing and Reptile armors, he will go through that. But if I make a hard read on armor, I just go right through that for a pain and gain combo. And what's weird about that to me is why not just go into pain and gain every time? Because you're doing the exact same thing. You're mixing the opponent. It's still a 50-50. It's just not instant. I guess it's because the opponent could technically back up and just not hit buttons, so you couldn't get the 50-50. That's gotta be the only downside of that option, which makes this the clear best option, I think, because unless the opponent just gives up corner advantage, why wouldn't you do this every time? You still get the 50-50 and keep yourself safe if the opponent... I don't know, it's actually disgusting, man, it's crazy! And the final huge thing I want to talk about in terms of Ferra tech is the throw combos. It's really expensive, so I don't know how much I would use it compared to some of the other things. But for the full cameo spend, you know, no bars of meter added. What are we gonna do? Wow, okay. 26% isn't bad. I'm sure there's some things that are more optimal and you could spend meter there, but for a meterless throw combo, and I already got half of Ferra back, that's not bad at all. So all of those reasons make Ferra a really strong cameo if you have good mids that can actually combo off everything. Because for Scorpion, it's just a no-brainer when you can combo off stuff like the back three with either option. You can combo off this with every option. You can go like this, into this, into this. Like, there's just no reason not to pick Ferra, especially when, again, I can reset combos as Scorpion just like that, overhead low guess, and if the opponent blocks, I'm still safe. And if the opponent guesses wrong, I'm getting a full combo reset. It's like Chameleon Strengths amplified, except it lacks fan lift, but also has 20% more health than Chameleon. I just think Ferra is the strongest cameo in the game right now. That, like, hit stun for Ferra just feels, like, weird. I just micro-ducked that throw. Doesn't look like a throw because it's Ermac, but that was a throw he just went for. Let's go. Yeah, I need to get better at converting off the low consistently. Nice. Woo! Go! The mix-ups with Ferra, dude. Oh my gosh! What is this? Yes!
Fight.
I don't know. Ferra won't get nerfed. I mean, no ambush. So it's just a 50-50 mix machine. So you can essentially just reset everything and get high damage off of it when the opponent's cornered with the pain again. Get off me. Oh, he pressed. Yes! Oh my! Oh, that almost caught his toes. I didn't think that was gonna hit. I honestly wasn't expecting it. He jumped! That's kind of the best way to beat Scorpion's back 3 at this point. Get off me. Good spacing. Good blocks. Oh, I'm scared. No, I could. If I got back 3, that's game over. No. Oh, Jesus. What does this do damage-wise? I just kind of want to like see if you had no meter, no nothing. What are you doing with this as like a comeback mechanic? It's already 40. That's not bad at all. It's gonna be like 50, and I've missed some things. Yeah, over 50. Is this game over? Yes, it is! I reset him because he got break! Let's go! Knew he was gonna. Oh, he actually broke there. Give me that round. Give me that round. I knew he was gonna jump right there. Okay, that's a lot of meter for me to be burning like willy-nilly like that. Oh, the meterless damage, that's not bad. And that wasn't even optimal. I shimmied him. That took me out of the corner. It's a lot to just get out of the corner, but if you miss up the timing like I did, that's really not bad at all, because Ferra kind of like jumps you over the opponent. Oh, let's try it this time. It worked! That's so crazy! I love that. Oh my, it's dirty! Like, not only could you reset all the way, and look at the back 3. It just lets you close so much distance. Oh my! Scorpion is so good. Oh, I think I can hit here. Nope. Oh, give me it. Oh, sending match results, he left! I feel for him, I feel for him. Oh my, we're actually gonna get this health difference. 850 versus 1150. I have 30. What? Let's see, she's about to finish a combo maybe, and I still have like basically the same health. That's so unfair for Natara. Oh my, that mix is so gnarly! Poke. Oh, we can't match there. Cannot match there, Natara. Let's go. Let's go. Reset. I dropped because I suck. No, Scorpion.